Hello students, today we will study the decomposition reactions, the second type of reactions. We have done the synthesis or the combination reactions. Now see decomposition reaction. This we have already studied that decomposition reactions are those reactions in which a complex compound it splits up into two or more simpler substances. Means that if there is a complex compound, like suppose the complex compound is AB, this complex compound it will split into two different simpler elements. It is just the opposite of the combination reaction. Okay, now see, decomposition reactions are chemical reactions in which a compound decomposes to give two new elements. A compound it decomposes, and upon decomposition it gives two new elements. Like suppose HgO, mercuric oxide, is there, and when this mercuric oxide is heated, upon heating it is giving mercury and oxygen. This is an example of a decomposition reaction. Here a compound decomposes to give a new compound. Like potassium nitrate is there. When this potassium nitrate is heated, upon heating it is giving potassium nitrate KNO2 and O2. A complex compound, it is splitting into two simpler substances. Now thermal decomposition of oxides, hydroxides, carbonates and nitrates. This we will study. See, the first one is oxides. Oxides from K to Cu. K most reactive metal and Cu which is quite stable. Hg, Ag, these are mercury and silver. They give metal oxygen. Like suppose mercuric oxide is there, and when this mercuric oxide is heated, upon heating it will give mercury and oxygen. Mercury 2 oxide substance, and the residue is mercury. This was the substance which was taken, and upon after decomposition we will get mercury. The oxygen gas will escape out. Now the seconds are hydroxides. See, calcium hydroxide, CaOH whole twice. Upon heating, this calcium hydroxide will give calcium oxide and water. Obviously, if we are heating the substance, the water which we obtain, it will be in the form of water vapors, and the water vapors will escape out and we will get calcium oxide. The residue is calcium oxide. The next one is ferric hydroxide, FeOH whole thrice. Whole thrice means Fe, it is here in +3 oxidation state. FeOH whole thrice, ferric hydroxide, and when this ferric hydroxide is heated, upon heating it is giving Fe2O3, ferric oxide and water. Okay, iron 3 oxide and water. Now next one is carbonates. See, calcium carbonate, when it is heated, calcium carbonate upon heating it will give calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. This gas will escape out, and the residue which is obtained is calcium oxide. If copper carbonate is heated, it is greenish blue in color, copper carbonate, and when it is heated we'll get black colored copper oxide, and carbon dioxide gas will escape out. See, all these reactions are taking place upon heating. It means this is an example of thermal decomposition. When a complex compound it splits up into two or more simpler substances upon heating, thermal decomposition. Same is here with HgCO3, mercury carbonate, and when it is heated we'll get mercury plus carbon dioxide plus oxygen. The residue will be mercury, and the substance which was taken is mercury 2 carbonate. Now nitrates. See, here what we are having, potassium nitrate KNO3, and when this potassium nitrate is heated, upon heating it will give potassium nitrite and oxygen gas. It will escape out, and this will remain as a residue. Calcium nitrate upon heating it will give calcium oxide, reddish brown colored nitrogen dioxide gas and colorless oxygen gas. And when AgNO3 silver nitrate is heated, Upon heating, this silver nitrate will give silver, which will remain there in the whatever the apparatus we have taken, and NO2 and oxygen gas, it will escape out. Now there are some more examples of decomposition reactions. See the first one and the important one, it is ammonium dichromate. Ammonium dichromate, when it is heated, upon heating, ammonium dichromate will give chromium oxide, water and nitrogen gas. See, ammonium dichromate, it is orange in color, and when this orange compound, it decomposes violently with the flashes of light, leaving a green residue. This chromium oxide, it is green in color, chromic oxide. Now, we all know that copper sulfate dot 5H2O, copper sulfate pentahydrate. This you must have read in class 8 also, that copper sulfate pentahydrate, it is blue in color. And the blue color of copper sulfate pentahydrate, it is due to the presence of these 5 water molecules which are attached to this copper sulfate crystal, and these 5 water molecules which are loosely bonded to the molecule of copper sulfate, they are called water of crystallization. The crystal, the color of the crystal and the shape of the crystal is because of the presence of these water molecules. And if we'll heat this copper sulfate pentahydrate, upon heating, these 5 water molecules will evaporate and the water vapors will be collected on the inner side of the test tube, and we will left with copper sulfate which is white in color. So blue colored copper sulfate, upon heating, it will change to anhydrous. This is hydrated copper sulfate, and this hydrated copper sulfate, blue colored hydrated copper sulfate, it will change into white colored copper sulfate which is called anhydrous copper sulfate, and 5 water molecules will evaporate out. This is also an example of thermal decomposition. And if we'll further strong it, upon strong heating, this copper sulfate, it will decompose to give copper oxide and SO2 gas along with oxygen gas. Now, thermal dissociation, it is a decomposition reaction in which a substance dissociates into 2 or more simpler substances on the application of heat. If the reaction is taking place on the application of heat, then such decomposition reactions are called thermal dissociation or thermal decomposition. Here one more example is there. NH4Cl, it is white colored solid salt NH4Cl, which is sublimable also, and when it is heated, upon heating, it will give 2 gases. One is basic gas, ammonia, and the other is acidic gas, that is hydrogen chloride. And when these 2 gases are mixed and cooled, these 2 gases will again combine to form NH4Cl solid, ammonium chloride solid. One more example is there, thermal dissociation of dinitrogen tetroxide. Dinitrogen tetroxide, N2O4, upon heating, it will give 2 molecules of NO2, and these 2 molecules of NO2 upon cooling at 20 degrees Celsius will again give dinitrogen tetroxide. Thermal dissociation, unlike thermal decomposition, is a reversible reaction. See, these two are thermal dissociation reactions which are reversible reactions, and this is thermal decomposition reaction which is irreversible. Thermal decomposition, it is irreversible, but thermally these 2 substances are dissociating, and thermal dissociation, it is a reversible process. Now electrolytic decomposition, the decomposition reaction, it is taking place or brought about by the passage of electric current. Like when we take acidulated water and electricity is passed through it, the 2 elements that are hydrogen and oxygen, they are dissociated, or this water molecule, it decomposes to give hydrogen and oxygen. So this is the second type of decomposition reaction. The first one was thermal decomposition. Then this thermal dissociation, which is a reversible process. Now electrolytic decomposition, when the decomposition is taking place by the passage of electric current. And the last one is photochemical decomposition. And photo means photons, that is sunlight. It takes place in the presence of light. Photochemical decomposition of silver salts like AgCl, when it is kept under sunlight, it will give Ag, and greenish yellow colored chlorine gas will escape out. The another example is hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide, when kept under sunlight, it will give water and oxygen gas. Decomposition reactions in metallurgy. In metallurgical process also, decomposition reaction take place where carbonates are reduced to their oxides or changed to their oxides. See, carbonates are present, not reduced, they are changed to their oxides. Zinc carbonate and FeCO3 are there. When they are heated, they are giving ZnO, zinc oxide and carbon dioxide, and here FeO and CO2. Zinc oxide and Fe, they are reduced. Then from here they are reduced to metal like zinc and iron by using the reducing agent like carbon or carbon monoxides. Thank you, class.